Retard.
Good evening. How are you all doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Mark, hello. Lee, hello. Eagle Motion, hello. Lilo Pilot, hello to you. Peter, Carousel, hello. Secrets, hey. Tim, hello to you. Patrick, hello to you as well. Contostug, nice to see you. Danny, hey. Buddy, nice to see you. And Sim Caesar, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Chris Lee, hello. Cucumber Bush, Philip, Voyager, Mukmax, The Leon, Hugh, hey. Emil, nice to see you. And Super Gromby, Tyman, and Papa Alpha 28 Bravo. And Bone King. Right. Rotate seems to be buggy as hell. I don't know. I've not really noticed anything yet. But then again, I've not really flown it. So here she is. And, well, that is quite a lovely aircraft. Now, I've seen this aircraft in real many, many, many times. So, yeah, it's been part of my daily flying for a long, long time. So whenever taxiing past the cargo apron in Frankfurt, um, yeah, we always saw the MD11s. Also, I've actually met a couple of MD11 pilots in some seminars that we had. So whenever we had any pilot-related seminars, be it crew resource management or whatever, you would always have some cargonauts, as they call themselves, cargonauts, MD11 pilots there. I think they call their aircraft just the 11. So they're quite fond of it, which I do understand. Right. So system logic error. Okay, that's okay. There we go. All right. And Tapti, hey, how you doing? Nice to see you. Right. Yeah, doing well. I'm. Thanks for asking how I am. I've just come back yesterday evening from a 5-day rotation, and it's a shame I can't really talk too much about the the really interesting stuff that's going on, but without actually joking about it, it is actually secret. There are things going on in aviation right now that even civil airline pilots are being exposed to, which are secret. So there's a lot of changes going on right now. A lot of new info is coming out. Contingency procedures, yeah, so it is weird. So after having the COVID pandemic to deal with, we now have to deal with certain things war related, and yeah, it keeps reminding you every day. You get reminded, hey, things are not normal. Yeah, so yeah, I also had some interesting happenings, but again, I can't really talk much about it. One was safety related, so yeah. But apart from that, yeah, it's been an interesting 5-day rotation. Oh, one thing I do want to talk about is actually one thing that was quite touching was so I was actually in Krakow, and we had a day off in Krakow, and in our hotel we knew that there were going to be some refugees, mainly women with their children. And so we've been asked to see if we could take along some items like baby food, clothing, these kind of things. And it's quite heartwarming to see the crews coming along and literally bringing extra suitcases with all kinds of stuff. I brought lots of stuff as well. It's quite funny that actually my wife, since she's doing children's sports class in our sports club here in the village, we actually did a call out over the WhatsApp group and asked for for clothings, shoes, coats, whatever. And I thought, well, it's going to be interesting to see if anybody brings along something. And then when my wife returned home last week, the whole car, we have a big car, it was completely filled up with clothes, shoes and everything. So that was really amazing. Yeah, so actually I've still got so much stuff that I have to send over now with parcels, really. Yeah, and so yeah, we were able to hand over over some of these items, and then I went shopping from some dear friends who donated, who knew about the event, and were so kind to donate a little bit of money. And so I went out and yeah, bought some more stuff right, at the town, Krakow. Yeah. So, and also, I've also come in contact with some other refugees in Germany, actually. So we were in Dresden as well, and Dresden, in the hotel where we stayed, they have refugees as well. And yeah, so it's you are actually at least I am now really confronted directly, and I can see the influences this war has on people. Yeah, so for me it was it was emotional. It was really, yeah. It's one of those things that in life, I don't know. I guess that will stay with me. My memories until the day that I die. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes on. It's kind of it's kind of weird to have a flight operation going on with so many different aspects. Hey John, how you doing? Nice to see you. Luke, hello. So many different aspects that you have to consider now. So it's not just the normal flying A to B. There's so many other things that you need to consider. And then on the other hand, when when the passengers come on board and we do our flights and service and so on, it then feels somewhat normal again. We've had quite a lot of flights really fully booked, so there's definitely still big demand out there for people to travel. So yeah, it's just two extremes really. So those are things you can't really explain until you experience yourself. Yeah, Danny, it really is. I mean, I've seen. Is it really active, Amy? Is that volcano active right now? Okay, well that will be interesting. Hey, Snicker Eyes, how you doing? Nice to see you. Right, so it's not okay. There you go. Hey Simone, how you doing? Hey Black Box, have you watched Chewy stream? Looks like Rotate needs to fix LNAV and VNAV. It's buggy. Okay, well Simone, we'll see how it goes today. Again, I've tried engine start takeoff so that I'm not completely going to be messing things up, but we'll see. Right, guys, if you have any questions, could you please then put !ask? Yeah, that would be really cool. Leader Pilot, when are you going to try the new fly-by-wire VNAV? Leader Pilot, so this is the thing. I just came back from a 5-day trip. I've just got today. Well, actually today I helped my daughter, one of my daughters, moving flats. So I was actually away from home as well until late afternoon. So I've literally just bought the MD11, downloaded it, tried it once, printed out some checklists, and that's it. So now tomorrow I've got to go back to Frankfurt. Got some more duty Saturday, and I've got some more duty then on Monday to Wednesday. Sunday we'll have on the stream Sunday we're going to have 2 new things for P3D. Which I'll announce once I'm allowed to announce it. And then, it's mostly P3D on Sunday. We're going to start early on Sunday at 1500 UTC. And then the next stream after that will be once I return from my 3-day trip. And then we'll see. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. Can someone of my mods, can someone please change the title up on the top right corner, please? Overlay sim XP11 rotate MD11. Right, let's get going. So once again, thanks so much to all of those lovely people that have supported this channel over the last couple of months, and changing over to YouTube as well. For all those that have been so supportive, thanks so much. Again, your generosity has actually gone into helping refugees, so you can be proud of that. Yeah, thank you much. There we go. Okay, so perfect. Thank you, Mark. Right, let's get going. So as always, when you get into an aircraft, before you power up electrics, you would do the normal kind of checks with make sure park brake, for example, is set. Make sure the master switches, engine master switches are switched off. Make sure that the radar is off. That's always a very important item. Things like windshield wipers should be off. Hydraulics should be off. Flaps, slats, levers should be where they are supposed to be. So I can see here, for example, I'm not sure why that is actually... Oh, that's actually the wrong way around. Hang on. Why is that the wrong way around? Crying out loud. So I actually used the TCA yoke today and the Hawthorne throttles. So that should be reversed. No, not reversed. Let's have a look. There we go. So there we go. So if we actually found one lever, but that wasn't there where it's supposed to be. So that should be stowed. Cool. Did the applause, doesn't that work? Hang on. No, I need to restart my app here. Hold on. Let's restart the chat bot. John, how are you doing? How's live with you? I hope everything's good. Right, as we then power up the aircraft, as always, try to find the battery switch. Just put the battery on. Now we've got two options. I can already see that we've got external power available. So we can actually power up the aircraft right now with external power, which we'll do. So I can hear the ventilation, avionics ventilation coming to life. Pretty loud, but that's what normally you would expect in a older cockpit, especially with CRT displays. Let me just try to see if that works now. So it should work. Applause. Still can't hear anything. Oh, no, hang on. Stabilizer motion. There she is. Thank you. There we go. Oh, all right. John, not bad. Being on holiday in Lanzarote. Oh, yes, lovely. Yeah, you had a video up. I saw that video with the Ryanair landing. Lol. Ryanair made their usual landings, right? SimSeas also do. SimSeas, I hope you're doing good. Sorry I haven't been in touch lately, but yeah, I've been so busy, man. Right, so once we've got the external power set, what we'll do then is we're going to have a look outside. So we've got some cargo doors open. So let's start the loading going. So what we need to then do is go into the aircraft menu with the load manager. And then what we'll do as well is we're going to go ahead and look at the Sim Toolkit Pro. Why is there no overlays here? Hold on. Right, there we go. Copy one more thing over. Yeah, John. Well, I mean, why not, right? Why not? Cool. So we've got a load of 77.3 tons. That brings the zero fuel weight up to about 192 tons. How's the sounds? Isn't it the... let me just have a look at the... I'm just going to dial down the interior just a tad.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers
hey
Thomas,
thank you so much for the resub. Thomas, thank you so much.
Drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Big round of applause for that. That's really kind. Hope you're doing good, Thomas, and thank you so much for your support. Hey Chris Clark, nice to see you too. Hope everything's good. Hope everything's good with Hannah as well. All right, cool. So we've got aircraft menu. So we want to match the values from SimToolkit Pro. Oops. Put that there. I'm going to last action. So we're going to match the Sim Toolkit Pro values. So we want to have a load of about 77 tons. Let's see where that puts it. So 77 tons. So zero fuel weight is now 192. And it should be 196. So again, I guess it's just a different variant. I'm just going to add a little bit more then. Let's just put 83. So we've got... Actually, no, let's do this. So 196 tons, that's fine. Fuel. Hey, Mr. Ted Barker as well on the stream. Ted Barker, also, once again, belated happy birthday wishes. I hope you had a great day. Oh, nice, Thomas. Yeah. We'll do for sure. I'm sure that we've got some time soon to come and visit Copenhagen again. Congratulations, Thomas. Right. So we're flying to Mexico. Should be an interesting approach into Mexico. Typical one of the routings where Lufthansa Cargo was going in. Is that Acapulco? Alpha there.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience.
Put that
Could
down,
new
yeah.
subscribers
Hey,
please make
Mr.
your
Saturday
way
as
to
well.
the first class
Resubbing.
cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Mr. Saturday to you as well. Thank you for the resub. Thank you for the continued support. Been a while. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing good. Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Saturday. Hope the same for you. Once again, thank you so much. Okay, yeah, well, Sim Caesar, I guess. I mean, if people are already complaining about some issues, I guess I'm going to have the same issues, really. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Right, so the alternate is... Right, it says Juan Alvarez. Alvarez Internacional. And Tapti, John, if you want, let's see. John, I'm not sure if you could post a link here to your video. If not, just put it to one of the moderators and then one of my mods will post the link. Will this upgrade be free for X-Plane 12? I'm not sure. Has anybody heard anything? I would expect so, because X-Plane 12 is going to be released, I guess, this year sometime. So I don't see. Hey, J-Snap. Yeah, great to see you. Hope everything's going good. Hope your family's fine. Right. Anyway, so we got Mexico Benito Juarez Internacional 350 at 48 statute miles, sky clear 22 3028 no sig. Isolated cumulus, but apart from that, good weather in Mexico. Here in Houston, we've got 320 13 gust 19, but apart from that, clear sky, so also good.
Welcome aboard the Captain
Right.
Black Box Twitch channel
So, oh yeah,
subscriber
fuel.
experience. Could new subscribers please
And
make
Carbo,
your way to
123
the
as well to you.
first
Thank you
cabin,
so
where
much.
complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Thank you so much as well to you for your support. Was this a real flight? I don't think so, Eagle Motion. I'm not sure. But the thing is that it's about flight time of round about an hour 49. So obviously I didn't want to make a 5-hour long range flight or anything like that yet. So yeah, an hour 49. That's enough time to try out the aircraft, learn some things about the systems. Right. Fuel. I did include a bit of fuel for one go around, so that gives about half an hour extra. And the average fuel flow is 8.6 tons, with a cost next 172. Hey, Triple Sem Bob, nice to see you. Oh, they went from Dallas Fort Worth. Okay, Bob. All right, thanks for the info. Okay, interesting. Yeah, but that's about what, 4-hour flight, 3.5-hour flight. Which scenery, Bone King? It is. Let me just check. Hold on. I can tell you that real quickly because I just bought it today. The scenery for Houston is from Pearl Sim. Hope I haven't chosen the bad one again. So Pearl Sim Houston. Right, so block fuel is supposed to be 20 2.7, and I guess we need about, what, half a ton of fuel, taxi out fuel? So we'll take 30.2. So block fuel 30.2. That puts us... Now, the cool thing is, what you can do, if you think that city is too far back, you just simply move that slider for the loading like this. And then we try the following: ground operations. Request the fuel service.
Sorry, we don't have any service trucks here.
What? Excuse me? Right, let's apply. Apply load. Close. Right. Well, there's at least some loading going on. What about the fuel? Let's have a look at the fuel synoptic here. So fuel, we've got 30.1 now, it says. That's fine. So the fuel's loaded, and we're just loading the cargo now. So once again, Carbel 123, thank you so much. Thank you as well for you for the becoming a member here as well, Carbel. Thank you so much. Right, let's continue on the overhead panel. Again, same kind of principle. Switch on the nav systems. We'll do some fire warning tests. So let them align over here. That's the APU. We'll do that in a minute. I'll show you how to start the APU. There's another test here. That's for the cargo fire test, etc., etc. That's fine. Circuit breaks up here. Those should be auto, obviously. Elevator feel, etc., etc. Hydraulics. The one thing I was amazed when I went to try the aircraft this afternoon. It's amazingly automatic. It's just like a, you know, somehow a little bit like an A320. So not really that complicated. Maintenance not allowed. What else do we have here? Flight plan not allowed. Okay. FPS Hungary. Well, to be honest, I think. Hey MCK, how are you doing? I think it's pretty much in line with all the other add-ons. So I've got 60 FPS here, running 2K at the moment. Yeah. So I don't think it's going to be worse or better than other add-ons, to be honest. Right. Now, I need to put this to ARM, I know. It's going to do a self-test, I think. We'll just leave that on ARM. For the pack system, pressure system, bleed system, we're just going to start the APU in a minute, and then we can switch on the APU bleed. Fuel pumps, that's automatic as well. That's a weird thing with the fuel pumps, as far as I've gathered. You don't switch them on. They are currently on auto. So system is in auto mode, not manual, auto mode. And once you start the APU or you start the engines, these fuel pumps will come to life automatically. Right, there we go. So now the emergency power is armed. That's fine. I'm going to put windshield to defog already. Anti-ice, the rest is going to be off. We've got the logo light. Let's put the logo light on and the nav lights on. And that's pretty much... We can do a light test if you wanted to.
Overspeed.
Right, so that's all fine. Cool. Center panel, again, typical setup with the TCAS or the transponder, radio panels, audio management panels, system display panel. Yeah, pretty much stuff you would find in other aircraft as well. Right, battery charging, I guess that's normal. There we go. So whenever you do battery charging, when you start the APU, it may discharge the battery just a tad, especially when you don't have the ground power connected. It even has a push-pull MCP autopilot logic. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah. I remember thinking there was a lot of Airbus when I used to fly the MD11 in FSX. Oh yeah, yeah. It's strangely enough. Yeah, somehow familiar. Yeah, I agree. Right, let's go to the FMC. We've got a good database. I did update that today. Let's go to flight plan init. Let's initialize the IRS. And we're going to put in the flight plan now. That's Houston to Mexico. The alternate is Mike Alpha Alpha. And the flight number is, what did we say? Flight number is Golf Echo Charlie 711. Is that kind of weird call sign number there? Okay, so that's cargo, Lufthansa Cargo 711. Where's the Apache? Well, I've bought it. I didn't have much time to try it out. I tried multiplayer with Mark for a short while. But again, I need some time to practice. Costs the next 172, and the initial cruising level is going to be 300. So what I'm going to do is go put 300 in here, and then later on we're going to have a look at where the optimum level is and so on. German cargo. Hey, Solowings. Bonjour, monsieur. Yeah, German cargo. German cargo, Lufthansa cargo. Yeah, proper German cargo. Are you using enhanced skyscapes? I am... No, at the moment, no. At the moment, I'm using Xvision with the preset called... hold on. Just find that. Xvision, and it's Nordic Extreme preset. Nordic Extreme preset. Glad you like it. Hey Log, how you doing? Alright, let's continue now with the FMS. So that's filled out. Let's go to the next page. Taxi fuel, we're going to put 0.5. Trip time. That's going to be a bit more, isn't it? I'm going to insert the routing in a minute. Block fuel 30.2. We've got 196.20 fuel weight. Takeoff weight is going to be 225.9. Landing weight estimate right now. Well, that's going to change. Right, let's put in the routing, shall we? So we'll go and depart out of Houston, and I've decided a good idea would be to depart out of 26 right, because we're parked here. So that's going to take us via Echo Echo Fox Hotel and then Fox Kilo full length 26 right. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So 26 right it is. I'll select that, and the departure route is going to be the Rita 6 departure. Rita 6, and we have the Warren transition. Right, let's insert that. So the departure route is fairly straightforward. It's going to be heading 267, 600 feet. Climb heading 267, 600 for radar vectors to cross bottle at or below 5,000. So there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dial in 5,000 as initial climb there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. If you look at the displays here, that's definitely looks a lot like the 717. Well, MCK, I think didn't I tell you my stance on that? I think I did in a private message. Yeah, so it won't happen. Simple as that. I have a personal issue with that. Right, so we're going to take radar vectors to Bottle, then we're going to go ahead and fly all the way to Warren. Then from Warren, it's going to be... hang on. Where's my routing? Can't I take airway from that? That's interesting. Flight plan. Yeah, of course, Bob. Of course. I mean, there's lots of people that will love the, you know, delivery and so on, and the idea about flying cargo 321. Ops. Sure. Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's just me personally. I'm not going to do it. Right. So Warren. Now, why can't I select an airway? I mean, it's a direct anyway, so it's direct. So if you go and click on that next waypoint, it's going to be Bravo 1 Oscar. Right, that's going to be north 25, I guess. 25, is it? Let's just check that. So the next one is going to be, that's Warren, then it's a direct to the waypoint. Oh, actually, no, it's a VR, Bronzeville, 16.3, there we go. So that's 16.3, in it goes. And then it's going to go to direct Mike Alpha Mike. So the next waypoint is going to be Mike Alpha Mike. And that's going to be, again, 14.3. Oh, hang on. Disregard. Oh. Bro, and then next waypoint, Mike Alpha Mike. Bro, Mike Alpha Mike. So there we go. Right, then we've got. Oh, yeah, now we've got an airway. Uniform Juliet 19. Now this is the thing. How do I enter? How do I enter airways? Oh, there we go. There it had the prompt. So Uniform Juliet 19. I'm going to put that in there. Then it's going to be via. Okay, so that's going to be 2 Tango Alpha Mike. In there, and then we've got Uniform Tango 100. That's all the way to Inaga, and that's where the not Izaga, Inaga. That's where the arrival route starts for Mexico. Insert. So then we've got the start. It's going to be the 2 Alpha. So we're going to see runway 5 right for landing, which is the interesting runway, really. So we've got this arrival route via Inaga, and that's 2 Alpha arrival. So I'm going to choose the Inaga 2 Alpha. And transition. I don't think, is there? Because that goes via Sutas. So let's insert that. That should bring us all the way to Sutas. There we go. And then we're going to fly. Oh, the approach, obviously. So 5 right. Hang on. So we're going to take Zulu 5 right via Sutas. There we go. No, I never flew the... hey, Aviator. I never flew the MD11 myself, no. Regarding, so JetBlue 495, should you buy this aircraft? I can't answer that question just yet because I've heard there's some issues a little bit with LNAV, VNAV at the moment. We'll see how it goes on this flight. But yeah, if there's several people that are having the issue, then yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we have. Right, that's the departure route. 5,000 is max, and 267 is going to be the initial heading. 267. Right, so that's all done. The routing's inserted. Secondary flight plan. Is that working? No, it's not. So, go disregard that. So, diffrips data. In it, so we've done the alignment. IRU is still in alignment, it says. That's fine. Now, performance. So, we want to have transition 18,000, typical for the US, obviously. So that's 18,000. That's correct. Next page. Econ speed is 0.84 almost later on. And then descent speeds. Wow, look at the descent speed. That's what I call a proper descent speed. I don't know. So has anybody seen this? Yeah, the FPS is fine. I've got 60 FPS running 2K at the moment. I've tried it in Mexico as well. In Mexico, there's a lot of oxygen, and I got 60 FPS there as well. So I don't see any difference to other aircraft. You know, the more detailed aircraft out there. Yeah. So again, does anybody know if the landing gear knob in real life is transparent in real life as well? Solidwings, there's a particular way to taxi this airplane. I saw some videos where they tend to start the taxi by increasing engine 2 thrust only, then retard it. Well, I mean, hang on. So what engine is this? Is this number 3 engine? So it would be 1, 2, 3? Or is this number, is it like 1, 2, 3? So this would be 2 engine. Let's have a look at the, no, that's 1, 2, 3. So the center one will be, I mean, if that's, okay, so guys, yeah, that explains it, Solidwings, doesn't it? So if that's engine 2, it's really high up. It's going to be less of a risk for jet blast. Thanks, guys. Okay, so there we go. So that, if you just, for taxi, if you just increase thrust on this engine, you know, the jet blast goes over the top of most things. So there's less risk with that. So yeah, that's why they use engine 2 for that. Yeah, but good point. Good. So we've got the performance now. Econ climb speed is 350. Yes, please. Max rate of climb will be 272. That's what I like. Cool. So takeoff approach. So what we're going to do is going to do a flat 15 takeoff. I think that's pretty much normal. And we can do flex temperature takeoff if we wanted to. I think. How do you control 3 engine? Well, actually, I've only met 1 throttle on my Warthog for all 3. All right, so yeah, like I don't have a throttle quadrant at the moment. Well, I guess I could install the Bravo throttle quadrant, but yeah. So I've got 1 thrust lever on my Warthog, moving all 3 of those. Another question I have, guys, is that the what button is this? Is that the go? Oh, it says Toga go around. GG. Right, that's the go around button. I would like to model that to the button here, 18. So let's see if I can do something here. Toga. Engage Toga power. Does that work? Yes, it does. Okay, cool. In case we have to go around. Perfect. Wilfred, hey, how you doing? Guys, yeah, please do post your comments here on the chat in English, please. We are required to delete all comments in foreign languages, apart from English and German. Yeah, but please post your questions, etc. here in English. Thank you. Oh, it's nice. So 1 engine taxi saves fuel, and using the number 2 engine gives the best maneuverability. Okay. Cool. Right. So next thing to do is slope, runway slope. Oh, flex temperature. Shall we put something like, I don't know, 40? Let's try flex temperature takeoff. Slope. Not going to care about slope here. Temperature outside is 19. So then climb thrust. So let's do, actually let me put this to inches mercury, and let's check the weather here. It is 3001. There we go, that's 90 feet, is that correct? Elevation, airport elevation here in Houston is 96 feet, so that's correct. Fantastic. 301. All right, so we're going to put this to 1600. Oh, sorry. Let's put this to, let's say, 1100 for climb thrust. Acceleration also 1100. So NADP 2 and engine out acceleration. Let's put this at 1600 then. Derate. Hey, NS, really? So like derate like crazy? I'm not sure. I'm gonna try. I'll go. Easy first. All right. So that's filled out. Now we've got pitch, takeoff clamp, 5,000. Cool. Right. Let's start the APU. So we're just going to press. So it's got two panels here. We've got one panel for the APU up here. So you can start the APU start-stop here, but you can also simply press that button, APU power, below the external power. So this will now flash, and you see that here we got automatically now start-stop running. I guess that's the APU, either inlet or outlet. Exactly, push-button aircraft. Oui, oui. That's how it should be. Good. So right now, if you look at the external power tie bus here, you can see the connectors. So all of these...
This is a push-button aircraft.
Oui, oui, monsieur. Right, look at this. So we've got the engine generators right now disconnected, so the breakers are open, right? But you can see the breakers are closed for the... Oh, now they switch. Look, now they switch automatically to the APU power. So we can see now the APU is powering all the buses. So that switched over automatically. Now don't be confused. It still says... Oh, didn't want to do that. So it still says external power on. Well, theoretically, yes. So if the APU power would drop off, the external power would automatically be connected to the tie bus here. And so you would not lose any electrical power on the aircraft. But it's pretty much not powering anything at the moment. So the APU is what's supplying the systems. Okay, so the outlet, the APU outlet is what's the bottom side. Okay, so where's the inlet then? Is it also the bottom here? I guess so. Let's just try and have a look. Oh yeah, so there we go. So that will be APU inlet, and that's the APU outlet then. It is a dirty aircraft, yeah. Right, cool. So that's done, and now we can switch on the APU bleed. So now we're going to see the packs coming online. It always takes a while for the packs to start powering up. So for those that have looked at my file regarding the pack system, bleed system of the A320, it's in principle the same kind of system with the packs. So packs are, well, the packs have a turbine and compressor section. So there is some heating, cooling going on within the pack system using a turbine and a compressor section. So that's what makes the noise of these pack systems quite loud. But also it takes a while for the pack system to actually start running, because those components have to start rotating. It always takes a while. But you can see now the APU bleed is online, and we can see the pack system now supplying the air. Right, landing elevation. It's already put this automatically to the ILS. Let's see, ILS is at 7,000. Yeah, 292. So that's pretty good. So that's automatically taking the landing elevation from the FMS. I am pretty sure that we've done all the FMS preparations, so we are pretty good to get going here. So let's go and close all of the doors. There you go. That door's closing as well. Beautiful. Alright, so there we go. And we're going to get rid of the stairs. We've got the parking brake set, so chocks dismiss, and ground power we're going to dismiss as well. Right. Cool. So let's say we got the clearance as filed. Let's read the checklist here. So we've got the aircraft log reviewed. Fuel quantity is... Let's have a quick look at the fuel page. So fuel quantity... Oh, that's what I meant with the automatic feeding, you see? So the corresponding fuel pump for the APU supply has automatic come online for that. Hey, non shall pass, welcome. That's cool. Thank you for watching. Hope you're doing good. Put it and ask, but your top file... Is it really? Top Cat has a profile. Okay, thanks for the tip, Bob. Alright, let me check my Top Cat then. I can't show you on the screen here, but I can try to make another aircraft. So what's the registration of this aircraft? It is Delta Alpha Lima Charlie Lima and the McDonnell Douglas MD11F Foxtrot. Right. Save. So let's do the takeoff performance calculations then for this. So we are at Houston. We're taking 26 right. The weather downloading. That's done. So takeoff weight in kilograms. Hey Tishka, nice to see you. Doing well. How are you doing? Takeoff weight is 225. 225 400. Flaps config 15. We'll do normal packs on. Right, let's compute this. So it's giving me actually it would give me for a 300 meter stop margin 46 flex. You're just gonna believe me. So if I want 300 meter stop margin, it gives me 46 flex. So let's put 46 in here. The speeds would be 156, 161, 161. I'm just gonna leave that in here as well. Just like I'm just gonna take these values from the FMS. Yeah, but that's pretty good for these values. Nice, I like it. Cool. The throttle settings. All right, so if I go to throttle settings, so what I've done is I have mapped. So speed brakes is this lever here. So this is speed brake lever. And I have mapped engine 2 throttle, and it's just throttles. So not a specific throttle, 1, 2, 3, just throttle up here. Right, that's how I'm moving all 3 throttles. Good. Let's continue with the checklist. Let's try to get airborne. Oxygen, does that work here with the test? It does. Nice. So oxygen tested. IRS is aligned. Altimeter 3001 set. Cross-checked. Hold on. Yeah, 3 times. Cross-checked. Status page. Status... Oh, emergency lights disarmed. Okay, that's interesting. So I have not armed the... That's a good point. There we go. And one more thing is the data flight recorder is off. Where is that? Buddy, where do I find the data recorder? Or anybody that knows. Oh, you're right. Hydraulic test. Solid wings. Cool. Yes. That's a really good good point. We'll do that in a minute as well. Terrain ahead. Hey. Oh, it will come on. Okay. And thank you much. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the hydraulic page. One thing I'm a bit sad about is the fact you can't pop out these windows, it seems. Hey, so are we there? No. So you can see right now, obviously, engine's not running. Electric pumps are not running either, so no hydraulic pressure. But what I can do is just do a system test. And then have a look what happens here. It just takes a while to complete. But it's going to test all the pumps, all the systems. Hey Bruno, nice to see you. How's work? I don't know. Hang on, let me just check that in a minute. I didn't see a prompt there for that. So it seems to have a transfer logic for left and right system. So let's say number one and 3, there's a transfer option. Yeah, sorry for eating out. Just got some carrot salad. The visuals here are nice. So, like how the textures look. Hey, Concrete, how are you doing? There we go. So now the test is performed. It switches itself off automatically.
Twitch channel
Hey, Simon!
Experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
It comes automatically. Okay, thank you. Yeah, again, I don't know. Is it transparent? It's apparently it is. So Simon Clarkson, thank you so much, Simon, for your support. Thanks for being a member here on the channel. Very kind of you. Right. That can go off now. Let's do that. And there was one more thing people just told me. Where I should go onto the performance page. How do I put this on? Do I type on or something? Oh yeah, there we go. Cool. Yeah, you have to do that here. Okay, that's interesting. Right. Good. So we've done that as well. Thank you for the tip. Takeoff warning.
Stabilizer. Brake. Full lap.
Full laps. What's that?
Stabilizer.
So what you do, just put the thrust levers forward.
Stabilizer.
That brings up the config warning test. Radar checked. So radar should be off. Maybe tilt up.
Stabilizer motion.
Exactly. Right, that's down to the line. Below the line, aux pump on. Right, so aux pump. What aux pump? Is it this one here? Hydraulic aux pump? David Benja, well, yeah, you did. So that's one of those. Okay. Park brake set release. The park brake is set currently for the pushback. Windows closed and locked. Looks fine to me. Cockpit doors locked as well. Beacon on. Beacon is on. Ignition, A, B, right, that's for engine start. So we're going to do A. And then fuel manual. Oh, really? Hang on. Seriously, you have to put this... it's on the X-Plane store. So xplanestore.org. That's where you find the aircraft. Oh, it has two. Okay, both of those. Nice. Right, so... Keep up the great work. I can finally start flying myself the TB9 next week. Oh, nice. Yeah, enjoy it, Simon. Cool. So now, what I'm wondering is that fuel manual, and it says, is that seriously? Is that how you do it? Okay, so now the pumps are running. There's no fuel here. So you can switch off the aux pumps though, right? So aux transfer off. Oops. So those off. Right. I'm just reading the checklist. So that's what it says for the before start checklist. That's completed now. Let's go get pushback. So we're going to go ahead and go better pushback pre-plan. We're going to push ourselves into here. So long pushback, please.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready. Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
So the MCU is like an FMS layout. It's not specific to... Well, I mean, all these different add-ons have different MCUs and FMS systems, really. You're just going to have to find your way around these items or these pages. In principle...
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
It's always literally the same procedure. So checking the database, you're checking the performance page, flight plan page. It doesn't have secondary flight plan fixed page you can do as well here. Yeah, fuel page, takeoff page, and that's it. Is it really? Wow. Okay, so the APU will be powerful enough to start all three engines at once. We'll try that next time. Today I'm just going to go ahead and start one by one. Just so that I don't mess things up. But thanks for the tip. Terrain ahead.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Dusty, not that I know of, no. Brakes released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Capable, so it's not normal procedure then. Okay, right. There we go. I'm going to put this to engine for the synoptic there. Okay, we set the trim already? No, we don't have hydraulic power yet for the trim. Good. Let's start the engines then. So engine start. So we've got the ignition A, and all we do is we're gonna put so start. So what was it? 312, I think. Oh, hang on. What's the start sequence? Was it 2? No, it was 213. I'm confused. 312. Oh, so 312. There we go. So, going to put this to up. So now we've got the start valve open. You'll see the N2 start to rise. Thank you much, guys. So 312. So 15%, I'm going to put fuel on. There we go, 15%. Here comes fuel. Ignition. EGT rise. Getting pretty hot. That's the starter cut out. Let's start engine number 1. Same thing here. For N2 rise. %. Introduce the fuel. Here we go. Ignition, fuel flow, light up. It's quite a nice animation, I like that. As it spools up, it goes faster and faster. Right, so engine number 1 is running as well. Let's do engine number 2. So that's the center one then. A nice PBR. Lovely. Looking in for 15%. Fuel on. Ignition, light up. Also check N1 rise.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Right, let's do the after start flow. So we've got APU bleed off. Switch off the APU off. APU off. Right, that should power down. That should go back to automatic. Set the flaps to
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed.
15.
Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
So I'm going to set the trim at 6.4.
Stabilizer motion.
6.4 is set. It still says FDR off, so yeah, it probably has a cooldown, doesn't it? Good. Right, anything else? Flight control check. Let's do flight control check. Let's do config. So let's do full down, full up, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right. Cool. Okay, we'll be after parking, after long break. Okay. Interesting. Cool. Right, let's see if we've forgotten anything. Consequence, nothing there. Right. Let's do status. Status, just that. Let's do engine manual status. Let's do miscellaneous. Right, that goes to takeoff, RTO. After that check, this anti-ice is currently off, not required. APU, air is off, APU is off. Hydraulic manual, that is normal. Right, that's it. Let's go. Let's taxi. That goes to taxi. Parking brake off. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that's true. So now with parking brake off, DFDR is good. Let's go. Hey Toto, how you doing? Nice to see you. Right, brake check. Brakes are working. So we're going to right on one of those taxiways. Go right to the end, then turn right towards Echo Echo, and so on. The release of the park brake sounds like something's falling off a table. Yeah. No, Simone, I've just got one thrust lever modeled for all three. So my number 2 throttle on the Warthog Thrustmaster throttle set is mapped to all 3 of those throttles. What, you can arm auto thrust right now already? I thought, hang on, wasn't it supposed to be done like this? So you set 70% takeoff power, and then you press auto flight. Oh, it says 12 knots taxi. Lol. Yeah, that's true. That's weird. No, they don't, Captain Dugo. No, the main panels are these displays. You can't pop them out. At least I've not found a click spot to do so. Wow, you need a lot of lead. Should have done more overshoot even with this aircraft. Okay, all right. Well, we'll try it. So what? You just hit that button then, auto flight on lineup. I know, right? It's so weird sometimes. To arm it. Okay, thank you. All right, cool. So, Ennis Adonis, what do I have to do then? So when I've armed it, I put the thrust levers to which position? I mean, because obviously they don't move on their own, do they? What do you mean push on the throttles? Just put them forward or what? Or do I have to hit the toga button? Is that what you're saying? It activates. There we go. So once you get halfway, it automatically activates. Thank you. There we go. Let's reset the minimum. So that should go there. Right. Nice. Got some nice. I did choose the daytime carefully so that we actually have some daytime, and then obviously it goes into nighttime, and we actually try out some of these internal lightings as well. It behaves just like a 717. I don't remember the last time I flew the 717 was like a year ago or something. I hardly remember anything about that. Does this plane have auto limitations like fly-by-wire? Auto limitation like fly-by-wire. So automatic, you mean like automatic features that prevent it from stalling, for example? I don't know. I have no idea. Good question, so JetBlue. I don't know. I've not heard much about that. Let's read the before takeoff checklist. Flaps 15 checked. Spoilers. Armed. Flag controls were checked. Trim is 6.400 and briefing is remains the same. Seatbelts on, no smoking's on. So we are down to the line. Right, interestingly enough, for takeoff, it says hydraulic manual 1 to 3, 2 to 3 RPMs on. So 1 and 2. So that would be, and as Adonis, you know a lot about this, or anybody that knows. So what you would do then is go to manual. Like this. That's what it says on the checklist. Right, let's arm nav. Yeah, you're right. So nav is armed. Autoflight is armed as well. V-speeds checked. 156, 165, 168, all checked. Radar remains off. Here comes the runway. And then we've got all the lights on. And we want the high intensity as well. I think that's high intensity, isn't it? There we go. And profile. Hang on. Profile, profile, profile. Thank you. Profile arm. Thank you much, guys. Cool. Wow, what a lineup. Blimey. That is a big bird, isn't it? Alrighty. We are ready. SK, it says on the checklist, so I don't know. So maybe somebody who knows the aircraft better than I do can tell why we need to manual hydraulic on. Cheating with exterior view, yes. I'm not ashamed to do so. Good. We are ready. Let's see. So we have time is here. That will start automatically. Right, let's go. Is it really? Okay, that's weird. That's a checklist. You know what? Okay, well, I mean, let's go automatic then. This is the checklist that came with the add-on. So But yeah, I agree. Normally, you would not want to have any amber cautions on these displays. So I think this is pretty much a normal view. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, guys. Cool. TCAS can go on as well now. So TCAS is on. Let's go. The green bar does it all. Yeah, you're right. So there we go. Now it's set takeoff thrust. So now the auto thrust is activated. It's putting takeoff thrust. Takeoff thrust set. 80 knots checked. P1. Rotate. Come on, pull. More pull. There she goes. And positive rate. Gear up. Stabilizer motion. Beautiful. Right. Gear's coming up. So now we've got pitch nav 1. So trimming down. Let the aircraft start to accelerate. Let's see when we can start retracting flaps. So here is flaps 1. Right, I'm going to put the autopilot on if I find the button. Right, autopilot 2. Where's autopilot 1? There we go, autopilot 1. Slats are still out. Flaps are in. So that's just slats out at the moment. Cool.
Stabilize their motion.
Alright, 2,000 feet to go. 5,000 is armed. And these aircraft have a very, very big or very high clean speeds to start off with. That is a really high climb rate. Bloody hell. Sorry for swearing, but my god, that is... Right, we've got climb limit at the moment, that's fine. It is radar vectors departure, yes, so that's what we do. 5,000 to maintain. Flaps up. Yeah, the sounds, I heard the sounds kick in as well. Here comes the slats. Yeah, I guess it wants, you know, to simulate the environmental sounds. Right, let's go heading. So we'll pull on the heading knob. There we go. New heading is now set 165, let's say. And let's climb now to... Oops, let's go and climb to... here. Gonna pull on that. So now I've got thrust. it's not doing it. Ah, there we go. Profile. Oh. Let's pull on it. Alright, so is that because it's got the restriction at 5,000 at that waypoint? Alright. Let's have a flight plan. So let's go direct to bottle. And we'll go to nav. Yeah, but if I push it, it takes the actual altitude right now. You see this? So I can go this way or this way. Yeah, but the thing is, I think what the reason is, so if I pull on it, it's got the restriction 5,000 at bottle. So if I go clear out 5,000, there we go. That's the reason. So now it's got climb thrust 7,000. Yeah. Oh. I'm not sure what it did with the speed there. Let's do this manually here. Let's go 280. Well, 260 is fine. So 260 initially. Yeah, maybe that's one of those buggy things people were reporting. So VNAV, let's do performance. Let's go 16,000. So thrust climb still, it's a climb thrust set 16,000. Alright, let's pretend ATC gives us the clearest direct to retard. Let's go direct retard. Insert. Oh, there's the airport, Houston. I'm not breaking the aircraft. Good. Let's do a couple of items here. So auto brake goes off. Does this have an off position? Doesn't look like it. It's just got up and down position. Got some floodlights here. Fantastic. Cool. Right, is this to auto now? Yeah, now it's set to auto. There you go. Let's go back to profile. And FMS speed. There we go. So now it's going to command 350 knots.
Stabilizer motion.
So flaps, everything's up. Cool. Let's do the after takeoff. So gear is up, lights out, flap slat retracted, spoilers disarmed, auto brakes off, flap takeoff selection 15, 0 degrees stop. What? Flap takeoff set? What on earth is that? Oh! That's the thing. You have to do that same thing here. Ah, right. How do I do that though? It doesn't do any more up than that. So that's just 25. Aha, there we go. So if, oh, it says 15-0. Okay, 15. There we go. 15 selected. Cool. EAD is checked. What we can do though is let's get all the lights off. Seatbelts auto. Right, leave the no smoking on. And lights off. Cool.
Stabilizer motion.
And then we're just going to wait for the altimeters.
Altitude.
There we go. 16,000, 1,000 feet to go. Yes, it does. It does have a fixed page. Yeah, so if you press fix, there we go, and let's put in, let's say, Warren, and then you can do, I guess, degrees, beam points, and so on. Right, leveling off 16,000. There we go. So now we've got a ring around that.
Stabilizer motion.
Jesus Christ. Med sighting. Yeah, so it does have a fixed page. Man, that is fast. 350 knots. Right, let's go up to 300 initial cruising level. So we've got climb thrust 30,000 set. VR. Cool. Thank you. Right, we're just watching the. It's re-intercepting. It looks like just a bit of an overshoot. It's now re-intercepting. So I think that's what people were complaining about regarding the NAF mode, right? Right, standard. Standard set. Yeah, it's not doing a nice job of that, no. So it's doing quite aggressive turns to intercept these, the NAF track. It was worse when Captain Canada was flying it earlier this week, okay. Let's just hope it just finds its correct path. Oh, hang on. No, enough. Thank you, Bob. Yeah, glad you like it. What? Really? Seriously? Did a barrel roll on autopilot? Yeah, you're right. It looks like it. It just does not really have any kind of dampening or something. It just seems to oscillate until... I mean, the oscillations seem to get now a little bit less and less, but still, yeah, there was a lot of oscillations going on there. Jeff, yes, very much. Yep. What are we transporting? Top secret, Solidings. I'm wondering what they would normally take into Mexico. Pogo sticks. Phoenix parts. Explosives? No. Why would it take explosives? Well, hang on. Isn't there a car manufacturer in Mexico? Isn't that VW or something? Yeah, cars, right? So very often you would have, I guess, some parts for cars. Air Hunter? Yeah, that's my one. I'm wondering that as well. And Silent Hunter, hello. The thing is, I guess Toto will be wondering as well. It's like, why do you release a plane that that has an issue like that? Why, like, I can't remember many planes that had an issue with the lateral tracking of the flight plan. I've not seen this for... I can't remember seeing this ever. Because normally, what's worse, or what's more difficult, is the VNAV, with the restrictions that you have, or the calculations for optimum descent profile, etc., etc. But, laterally, I don't know why it would have such an issue. Because that is annoying, absolutely, yeah. It keeps banking left and right. Yeah, that's something as well. That's something, people look for. Yeah, they have exactly identical values, which they won't have in real life. There will be, some small differences. Right, coming 30,000 feet. Normally I would go to vertical speed. Alright, 1,000 feet per minute. Well, that's why we are testing these aircraft, to see what what they bring to the table. So let's go profiles. We've got everything on magenta here, so that means all is managed. So we've got profile according FMS, NAF according FMS, and the thrust setting also according to the FMS. If you go to performance, cruise, it's going to be econ speed 84. Top descent is 560 miles, that's an hour 13 minutes. Let's look at the progress page. Let's see how the calculations are going. So it's estimating an hour 41 remaining flight time, and we've been airborne for about 17 minutes. I'm in the line of holding off buying this plane until the yeah. Choose Zebra, how you doing? Hey, Akagord. Well, yeah, I mean, people obviously they always have their favorites, right? So I know that there's some people out there that really love the MD11 again, they have some personal connection to it, and obviously, you know, they may look over some of these little problems with the nav mode, for example. Although that's something that should be on the high priority list to get fixed. Am I still testing up the Phoenix? Yes, I am. The INI A310 might not get the updated for XP11. They especially tell people we bought a plane for XP11 and they can't expect an upgrade. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Chow. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, Mr. Chow, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Okay, so Emilia, you think really that they are doing this? So they are more into getting the aircraft now ready for Microsoft Flight Sim instead of XP11? Yeah, that's true, Danny. I did help out before I went back to working. I did help out a lot then. But yeah, of course, last week I wasn't able to do much testing. Yeah. Yeah, Chocho, so what's your take on this? I mean, how difficult would you see this to be fixed? Because again, I would personally think the VNAV profile calculations will be more an issue. I'm not sure why the lateral tracking is such an issue. You've heard that disabling Gizmo has fixed the LNAV problems. What does Gizmo do? I do have it, I know that. What's Gizmo do? They've pivoted that dev team to Microsoft Flight Sim and made an upgrade statement on their forum. Okay, Parliament, yeah, thanks. Does nothing, okay. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right, let's try this. So let's go and do this kind of heading for now. All right, let's try that. So let's go try and intercept the path with the heading mode then. Yeah, we'll try that. So we're going to go smallest range, let the aircraft get onto the path, and then we'll adjust the heading so that the track pointer is right on the line there. Emilia, well, I mean, I will take your word for it. If you say that the holdings aren't really good, then... As far as how difficult this is to fix, depends on how the LNAV is implemented. If they are simply using X-Plane AP, then it's a matter of 1 or 2 hours of messing with the tuning in Plane Maker, okay? Do a barrel roll? No. Oh, there we go, sorry. Let's go and go back to... Let's have a look. If they implemented a custom steering controller, then they need to take it and throw it in the trash. All right. Okay. There we go. Right, let's go back to nav then. All right, so we've got nav. We're right on the money now. It just needs to adjust the heading just a tad again because it's got 80 knots crosswind. All right, let's see if that helps. So we're back on nav. Here's the coastline. Okay, there we go. That's interesting. I always like to get more interesting details, the background details. No, he doesn't. Why should he? The expedite button expedites either climb or descend. So, owner, normally the Airbus will use either the managed climb or descent modes, so from the FMS regarding the speeds. If for some reason ATC, for example, asks you to use maximum climb rate, you just press the expedite button and the aircraft will pitch up and slow the aircraft to green dot speed. For the descent, expedite descent, it goes to maximum Mach number 0.8 or 320 knots or 330, I think 320 knots maximum. So it pitches down until it reaches that speed to expedite the descent, so with idle power. .340. I thought we'd keep 20 knots. Let me see. 340. Yes, no, you're right. 340. Yep. Kudos. So Mach 0.8 or it's 340 knots for the descent, expert descent. Right, it's still oscillating around a bit, unfortunately. Well, there we go. But I mean, the textures look really nice. I actually thought... Let's go down a bit. Just dial that down a bit. I actually thought they did a lot of editing on their videos then, but I have to admit, the textures look really nice. Did they take the autopilot from Microsoft Flight Sim? To be honest, I think at the moment Microsoft Flight Sim is even worse. Yeah, it is the MD11. Yeah, I don't know why, you know, where the problem lies, to be honest. Well, there you go. Good. Regarding systems, so let's have a look again. Let's see what we can find. Actually, let's just do the lighting here. So we've got overhead flood, we've got panel flood. The lighting's nice. That's the overhead panel. Got some floodlights. Well, Super Gromby, I'm sure they reported it. So sorry. Oh, there we go. Oh, there. All right. Ah, there we go for the autopilot panel. Nice. Yeah, cool. Yeah. So again, lighting is really nice. I like it. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we can try again on the direct to. So if we go direct to, let's do, hang on, flight plan, direct to Bravo Romeo Delta. Hang on, what's the thing? Direct. Fix. Get rid of the fix. Clear. Not allowed. What do you mean? Huh? What? There we go. The wing textures look like... Really? Are you not happy with the wing textures? Rotate just replied on the forums. They are aware of the LNAV and the sudden stalls. Sudden stalls? What? They're now able to reproduce it. They're not acknowledging the VNAV issues yet. Okay. Look like that thing. Okay, let me have a look. I don't know. I mean, you know, if you start getting too nitty-gritty about these things, I'm sure that you can find something with any add-on that really Oh, really? So choose plane fell out of the sky. Oh my god. Now you tell me. Yeah, I mean, you know, planes falling out of the sky is something you don't hear often, but strangely enough, we heard that with the 737 in China. That fell from, what is it, 30,000 feet to the ground in like 3 minutes. Yeah, I mean, it was scary, I agree. I mean, again, I'm not an engineer, but if an aircraft reaches 30,000 feet per minute, rate of descent, so actually going straight down, I think it would be overspeeding. And the problem with overspeeding is that the wing, so the wings have, well, they're not straight for one, so they're angled backwards. Also, the shape of the wings means that they. Oh, Toto, anybody knows how can I show the lift lines here? What was the key command again? So that would be interesting to explain this to the viewers. Control M. There we go. Thank you much, Toto. Yeah, thank you. So, this is a really neat feature in X-Plane that actually shows you the correct lift lines. So, you can see, for example, right now, which part of the wing creates the biggest lift vectors. So you can see that most of the lift is produced by the intersection of the wing. Right. Now, the problem is, as you can see from the lift lines and from the fact that the wings are angled, is that you get a twisting motion.
Welcome aboard the Captain Blackhole's Twitch channel subscribers.
So as you go over the max speed of an aircraft, there are certain forces that twist the wing. Right? So think of it, they twist it forward or backwards. And that's a force that apparently, that's what I heard, is what's going to break a wing at some point. So what we saw was that the 737 had a descent rate of what, 25,000 feet. It then apparently had a climb rate again of 8,000 feet per minute at some point, and then went back down to 30,000 feet per minute until it crashed. That to me shows that the G forces on that maneuver to get from a to get from you know, a descent rate of 25,000 feet, then to 8,000 feet up, and then back again to 30,000 feet down. That's just huge G forces. Oh, also, I just want to see. Oops. So this is the thing. I've shown this on Microsoft as well. Here you can see the following. So the wings are creating an uplift. So a force upwards. So in order to have the aircraft not do, you know, somersaults all the time, you have a stabilizer that has an opposite force. So it has actually a down force. Right? So that's quite interesting to see how the down force of that stabilizer keeps the aircraft from somersaulting, because of the relation between the lift vector and the center of gravity. Sorry, I've got a hiccup. Lol. Hey Jeremiah, wie geht's? How you doing? What's the current CG on the MFD? Hang on. So here right now we got ACG of around about, I would say, well, somewhere around about 23-24%. Yeah, there we go. So 20.8, it says zero fuel at CG. Yeah, so somewhere in between that, I would say. Well, it depends. So Matthew depends on the aircraft type, i.e. on the relation between the main lift on the wings and the center of gravity. Right. You say CDU2 has CG value. Oh, there we go. 25. Yeah, there it is. 25. My dear friend, somebody just subscribed or became a member. The Inner Master. Oh, sorry, the Rin Master. Thank you so much for your membership. Welcome. Thank you. Thanks for the support. Wow, that is beautiful. Look at the skies there. Look at the ground lights. Lovely. Right, MFD tells you the CG as well, okay. Yeah, so Mike Zulu Hotel, I mean, the only big issue really we found up to now is the issue with the nav mode. So it's like oscillating around the nav track all the time. So that's really the annoying thing we found. The rest at the moment, all good. Yeah, Daniel, of course. I mean, you know, like I say, so when you have a thrust vector above the wing section, obviously that has an implementation, just like the engine mountings below the wings has a force vector or force applying it to the aircraft. So we know that, for example, if you add thrust, you'll have a pitch up. If you decrease thrust, you'll have pitch down. And obviously, with an engine being mounted above the wings, will counteract that to some degree, right, depending on the thrust ratios. But yeah. Yeah, it could be young incidents, yeah. Right, so we've got turn coming up. Let me just check the fuel. That's something I'm interested in. So we've got Bravo Romeo Oscar. We departed 42 minutes ago. So we're just about 2 minutes behind time, and we're supposed to have 15.9 plus 5. So about 21 tons of fuel is what we're supposed to have. How much do we have? 22.7. So the sim brief profile is just a bit off compared to the aircraft here. Yeah, it's really turning in a really weird way. So yeah, you see that line? That's really strange. Yeah. A non-shared pass, the thing is you need to try that yourself. I'm just afraid if I turn off active sky now, the aircraft will actually fall out of the sky. Also, intercept or descent didn't work well. Okay. Alright, let's have a look at the approach plates then. So we've got some restrictions. So Inaga is going to be level 300. Well, that's where we are right now. Actually, that's what I wanted to do anyways. What's the optimum cruising level? 347. So let's actually climb. 340. Actually, let's go 350. That's interesting. Why does it go max continuous thrust? Shouldn't it go climb thrust? Well, that's actually less. That's good, okay. Well, it will be less, yeah. That's true, but still. Yeah, I know, right? It should go to climb thrust, really. I mean, that's a bit less thrust setting, but... yeah, that's not right. I mean, we're on automatic mode, so... Alright, let's go back to climb thrust. Nicola, I have tried. So heading mode is obviously not going to start. It's not going to oscillate because it's just a plain heading. It's going to, you know, fixate. But the trick is for the flight management system to actually be able to anticipate the crosswind component, so anticipate the wind correction angle, and just get the aircraft onto the path and have the correct wind correction angle. So you have the track line then right on the nav mode. So it's not managing it, it seems. Yeah, I know it should be climb. So max continuous is only actually needed when you have an engine failure. And also normally at these high altitudes, max power, max continuous thrust, and climb thrust will all be pretty much the same values, or they would have very small differences at these altitudes.
Good night, black box.
MSK, take care. Mask good. Good night to you. Oh no, you mentioned you get P3D and Microsoft. Oh no. Oh, I feel for you. Amigo. Buenas noches, señor. ¿Cómo estás? So capturing 35,000 feet. Oh, that's good. Okay, so Inaga level 300. So that's about 5,000 feet wind to lose. So roughly about, let's say,
Good
20
night,
miles.
black box.
20 miles prior to Inaga, we should start the descent. Hey, Konto Sug, same to you. Thank you so much. Yeah, Sunday if you like. 1500 UTC on Sunday. We'll be in the FS Labs on Sunday, and I'll show you some cool new things there. Not in the FS Labs per se, but there's some other add-ons that have some new features. Right, so that's all done. Flight plan. So we've been in the air 50 minutes, so the remaining flight time should be about an hour. Yeah, so that's at 1:35 we're supposed to land, so that's a 1 hour remaining flight time. No, look, I'm not in the beta test team anymore for FS Labs, so no. Well, so Sunday will be an interesting day regarding some interesting failures with the FS Labs. And there's an app that has some cool new features to do so. How's the MD11 so far? Not bad. It's not bad. It's just got one issue with the LNAV. So in nav mode, it kind of oscillates around the track. You can see that here constantly. It doesn't kind of calm down. But apart from that, it was all alright. Not too bad. No, Parliament, no. So, my only beta testing commitment right now is with the Phoenix. I have no other commitments with any other company. Yeah, all right. Yeah, so I am warned. Thanks regarding VNAV. Again, if VNAV doesn't work as it should be, then we'll use vertical speed or the selected modes. Yeah. So the important thing is that we maintain these restrictions. They can be altitude or obstacle limitations. So the arrival route is very interesting. And I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to make it a little bit lighter before the approach later on, shall we? Hey, Basic German, how you doing? And Flying Moose, hello. Yeah, well, the issue we found at the moment was the nav issue. So that's kind of oscillating around the nav track. Otherwise, I've not had any issues that I would be saying are annoying. Oh, sorry. There we go. The way top intercept is done is to go minus 1,000 feet per minute for your nautical miles from it and hold that for the first 5 edition, then go back to prof. Okay, thanks. Yeah. Well, it's not really wandering off that far. So normally you have on the arrival, you would have at least, it says RMP1 or RNF1, so you have 1 mile left and right of the center line. So as long as you don't go outside of these limitations, you should not have, you're not going to have any bigger issues. Yeah, we did. So Basic German, there's going to be, it all depends on how many members we have here. So when we hit certain thresholds with the members, number of members, then I can add some more emotes. Let's see. Oh yeah, and yesterday, or the day before, we had some streamers stream the, what was it, BAE 146 in Microsoft Flight Sim. Now, somebody was reporting apparently the flight model in the BAE 146 would be really good. That kind of got me listening up. Like, you know, seriously, has the first add-on maker finally been able to get a non Microsoft Flight Sim flight model working. That's true, Alex. Yeah, it would put babies to sleep here. Yeah, you are correct. It's quite nice. We're right at the coastline here. It looks interesting. Pretty. Thank you much, Innes Adonis. Thanks for your inputs. Much appreciated. Let's have a look at the map here. Where are we? We are here. So we've passed halfway for sure. And this is Mendez, Ciudad Victoria, Mexico. Then we're going to come right over Tampico. I remember long range, flying long range. I remember lots of times coming from Europe on this routing, passing Houston, or maybe just between Houston and New Orleans. Because I remember flying back, so the routing back normally took us over New Orleans. That's a bit more eastbound, so that we'll get into the track systems. Beautiful, and I remember these flights were really beautiful. So at night time, if it's, you know, only few clouds or no clouds, the views from above with all the lights, really pretty. Peter, yeah, we talked about it for the last couple of minutes, yeah. So it's definitely oscillating around the flight plan on the track line here. Yeah, Bob, I think so too. Yeah, I remember, like I said, I remember so many flights going into Mexico, and also for the approach, I also remember that the approach would normally be flown fairly strict according to the arrival routing, and the final turn is something where you can mess up really quickly, and again, we're going to be at high altitude, meaning you're going to have a higher true airspeed that results then in a higher ground speed. So everything has, you know, everything's increased. So the turn radius is increased. Your descent rates need to be higher to stay on a 3-degree glide slope. So here, actually, that's the thing. You're going to have to be on a 3.1 degree glide slope. On top of that, you know, heavy aircraft and higher approach speeds. The room for error is just, you know, so much smaller, and so that could lead to a go-around very quickly. Yeah, so the arrival text is then via SUTAS, Mike X-ray 901, flag X-ray 900 and then on to the ILS. Intercept is fairly low. It's only like 1,600 feet above the airport here. So that also takes a good pre-planning, mental pre-planning regarding when do you put which flap setting, when you're going to lower the landing gear, etc., etc. I mean, you cannot go into this airport without proper preparations. It will go wrong. Hey, BKG, how you doing? Any flight to Cancun, main path is very often Miami. Okay, nice. No, it's not easy. Well, again, there's some airports that obviously will pose more of a challenge for pilots. And I remember one very vivid, or I have a very vivid memory about one approach into Mexico. And that's another thing in Mexico is because it's in a valley, if you like. I mean, it's a big valley, but you have mountains surrounding Mexico area. You have, when you have thunderstorms in this area, the thunderstorms tend to move very slowly, right? So, and they have the really annoying tendency to be right on your arrival routings, right? So I remember one time we were in the approach and we had 2 aircraft ahead of us. I think one was KLM, one was Air France, and there was a thunderstorm either near the final or even on the final, and all I recall was we were number 3 in the approach and we came down and we heard the Air France aboard the approach, and he turned immediately left northbound. So he was like turning back into the arriving traffic. Right, so he stopped the approach and turned northbound towards arriving traffic, which got the controller into complete panic mode. And all I remember was that the KLM wanted to abort the approach as well. He couldn't get through to the controller. The controller was yelling in Spanish. Right, he was under such a lot of stress. He was just going Spanish full mode, and so nobody understood what he was saying on the frequency. And then what we saw was an aircraft on the TCAS climbing up towards us and coming in our direction. And yeah, you just do not have any, you don't have much margin. You are below the sector altitude in the approach. So I think we were right about here, descending towards 11,000 feet. Right, we're below the MSA. And then you have an aircraft come towards you. Yeah, that's that is something you don't need after a 12-hour flight. Hey, Flying on Rails, thank you so much for your membership. That's really, really nice. Thank you, Flying on Rails. Thanks for the support. Miko, yeah, we said caramba. No, the KLM, I remember the KLM also turning leftbound, and we were lucky because we had more time and to pre-plan. And then we said as well, yeah, we're going to have the abort approach as well. And then the controller, I mean, he gave the KLM direct back to the initial approach fix, or the initial fix in Naga or something. I think it was called different back when I was flying to Mexico. But yeah, so the KLM definitely went towards the northeast, and the Air France had to climb up to safe altitude before being able to get some more vectors. Yeah, but that was intense. Flying on Rails? What do you mean? When did you buy it? I've only been streaming for what, 2 hours? Yeah, you should have waited until I've landed. But hang on, but why are you regretting it, Flying on Rails? So what's bugging you? Because again, I can only really say that the only thing that really is annoying is the LNAV, or the NAV mode. one thing that works really well in X-Plane is that you feel, you know, certain things like inertia. You feel, you know, the weight of the aircraft. That's always really nice. Yeah, I remember that as well. Yeah, back then we didn't have that art of arrival. Yeah, I know, we had a more conventional arrival route. Yeah. Exactly, Toto. Like, you know, I've not really done a full flight yet, so the only thing right now is the nav mode. Yeah, I mean, just like in any aircraft, that if you find that your VNAV mode is not working as it should do, meaning that you have to expect the autopilot will bust these restrictions, you're gonna have to dial them in, you know, bit by bit. So piece by piece. So the first one would be the first restriction would be 300. So you would set 300 in here, and then once you pass Inaga waypoint, you put the next restriction, which is 270 above. You would put 27,000 feet in here, and then the next one would be 18,000, and so on. Yeah, you would do that bit by bit, sequentially. Yeah. BKG, I don't know either. I mean, there are, of course, certain things that should be, you know, fixed before an aircraft is released. This oscillating around is really annoying. I think that will have a lot of flight simmers annoyed. They also removed the different ILS numbered approaches. Yeah, now they're normal, you know, ILS Zulu, Yankee, and so on. Yeah. I'm just having a look at the difference between the approaches. So, of course, now this I am 100% sure that is not what the missed approach used to be. So this missed approach is literally from ILS Zulu. It's literally taking you on a long pattern. It's a long pattern indeed. It looks 8 miles, 6 miles, 6 miles, 10 miles, 6 miles. So we're talking about 20, 30, about almost 40, 45 miles for that pattern. So what's the... Oh no, it's just got an RP approach. So Zulu approach 5 right, the RP. Yeah, but that's what we'll do. Minimums is going to be 7,570. We may as well start dialing that in because it's going to take a while, isn't it? Actually, no. Look at that. That's good. There we go, 7570, cool. Private Gun, greetings to Indonesia. How's it going? Yeah, we talked about Indonesia, was it on the last stream, because they're moving their capital, Jakarta. Yeah, they're moving a whole capital city. You stop being grumpy now, don't worry about it. All good. Yeah, they're moving to East Borneo, yeah. Yeah, Danny, exactly. That's exactly what I was saying. Is that obviously there's people that have a love towards cargo flying or the MD11. Again, it's personal preference, and then there's going to be people that will love this add-on for sure. The price tag, was it 85? Somewhere in that region, $85. Yeah, and obviously, these cargo routes obviously have some airports that normal, passenger flights don't really fly to. Well, the MD11, one of the big things about the MD11 is, and we've seen at least 2 accidents resulting from a hard landing, where, I hope I get these facts right. So, when you look at the landing gear, maybe we'll do that later when we land. It's obviously going to be connected to the main strut. At least that in the MD11 it was. So when we saw those accidents, and I think one was a FedEx in the US at some point, it did a hard landing, and you could see the wing being ripped upwards, so it's kind of moving upwards because the strut was damaged, and through the hard landing, so through the landing gear, the strut was damaged, and the wing just came up, causing the aircraft to flip over. Yeah, so I also remember several Aviation Herald news reports of hard landings with the MD11. So it's definitely a tricky aircraft. I think a lot of pilots had big respect from these kind of crosswind landings or landings at high altitude airports. And again, we're talking about a non-standard approach, meaning very high approach speeds, very high descent rates. If you then look at some sloped runways, definitely a lot more challenging. Something about the small horizontal stab on the tail makes some crosswind landings difficult. Well, I mean, it could be. Yeah, you're right. So if you look at the cross section there, yeah, look at that. So if you look at the complete aircraft and how the wind could actually attack this, this cross section, it's a fairly small rudder surface. Yeah, you're right. Nice. Okay, so, we got in Naga. Now, this is definitely wrong already because unless the restriction is missing at Naga, it is, isn't it? Yeah. So altitude, was it at or above or exactly at? No, at. So that's an at. So we've got to be altitude at. So let's put 30,000 in here. What do you mean alt error? Huh? Okay, so now it's got 30,000 there. That's 27,000. That's correct. Above. So 27 above is correct. Then the next one was at 755. 18,000 that's correct. Then we've got 759, 18,000, that's correct. Then we've got Almis at 14,000, that's correct. Mike X-ray 712 and a half, that's correct. And then we've got Zutas at 11,000. That's also correctly programmed. And then we've got Mike X-Ray 901. That's going to be on the ILS. So that's 9,700 as a minimum altitude. And then we've got MX 900 at 8.9. Yeah, 8.9. So that's all correctly programmed. So, yeah. I mean, that's definitely wrong. With 35,000. Oh, unless, of course, it didn't. Yeah, I did not change the cruising level, did I? That's a question. Where do I do that? No, it's right. It's got 350. No, that's correct. So it has the right cruising level, so it should calculate the top descent correctly. Which it doesn't, so... We will see. Oh, okay, so the FedEx crashed in Japan. Okay, my bad. Yeah, but that was a FedEx though. Yeah, I remember that. And I'm pretty sure prior to that there was another MD11 crash. Pretty much the same way it happened. Yeah. Right. Regarding the approach setup, so approach, we definitely want the maximum flap setting for landing. So 35 is definitely what we want to have. So look at the approach speed, 166 knots. So our ground speed will be at least 200, I would say, or maybe a bit less, but still, it's going to be a huge ground speed. What's 50 land? What's that? Is that for the auto land or something? Oh, it has flaps 50. No, disregard. Wow. Ah, look at that. Yeah, definitely gonna... Yeah. Flaps 50. Wow, that's going to take a lot of power though, isn't it? That's a lot of drag. But I would imagine that will be used in Mexico for sure. ...212 tons landing weight, and the maximum landing weight is 222, apparently, so... Hey Max, how's the jet? Well, again, the only issue right now is LNAV, VNAV, it seems. So LNAV, the aircraft's oscillating around the track line and or flight plan line, and the VNAV, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But it's already calculating or miscalculating the top descent here. How many miles is that? That is so that's 80 miles. If we do that, you know, by raw calculation, 5,000 feet. That's about 15 miles plus some buffer. I would say, let's say 20 miles prior to Inaga. We should start that ascent. Max, I'm pretty sure they saw it. I just don't know how, you know, they perceived it, you know, or how important they thought it is regarding release. Okay, so let's say we're going to put 30,000 here then. So it should be saying Prof armed in white. Okay, flying on rails. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, we'll see. Now I'm going to make this a little bit lighter again because I do want to see a bit of the terrain. Alt error at Inaga. I don't know why it keeps saying that because it's not. Cool. Let's go decrease that one. What else do we need to do? Let's do some setup regarding tuning. So let's tune some radios. Nav, right, there we go. I want to have Mexico 15.9, so mix in there. 15.9, cool. So that's working. Anything else? ADFs? No, we don't have ADFs. Right, auto brake. Medium or max? What do we want? I mean, we have a long runway. It's just we need all of that as well. So we have about 4,000 meter runway, with the landing distance available being. Let's have a look. So 5 right, beyond threshold. Oh, look at that. We only have 3,500 meters. When I say only, I know it's a long runway, but again, we're at high altitude, high gross weight, high true airspeed, high ground speed. So yeah, but I think max is just overdoing it a bit, isn't it? CRJ does exactly the same thing in Microsoft Flight Sim. I can't remember. So profile now, it says hold. Would you recommend the MD11? It's too early to say, Bone King. One of the big things I'm looking for the landing is I want to see how the system's actually working. So, you know, somebody was saying that the guidance, so the flight director guidance for the ILS is off as well. I mean, that's something that should... Oh, sorry. That should not happen. Also, I want to see... can we try hold? Yeah, alright, let's try. Let's do a holding... Let's do one here at Mike X-Ray 755. So let's have a look. Flight plan. Hold. Let's do... Well, that would be a direct entry. Let's do a holding like 180 degrees. And we'll do right turns. And let's do 1.5 minutes. Hey, Brennell, tickets. Yeah, definitely. That would be interesting. Again, I'm going to start to send 20 miles prior to Inaga. It's just not showing anything regarding profile descent, etc. I wouldn't be that drastic, Max. I don't know. Let's just see how the landing goes, how it feels, and how the manual flying goes, etc. You would overheat the brakes on Max, okay. That's a good point, actually. But to the landing, well, at least I'm not going to try to bounce the landing. Oh, one thing I want to do, I'm going to have a look at the go-around procedure. So, go-around procedure would be as follows. So, command go around, push the go around button, and advance throttle the go around thrust. Increase pitch to flat directed command, And then command flaps 28. Check FMA, pitch, heading, go around, whatever, check thrust, and then command gear up. Set the heading or set nav. Okay, that sounds good. Alright, I think we can do that. And I have matched the toggle button, so that should work. A little bit, turn more light. There we go. Now we can see the terrain below us there, the mountains. Man, this brings back memories. Again, Mexico. It's a released version, Brandon. I was not involved in any way with the beta team. And again, the only beta I'm involved with at the moment is the Phoenix. I have no other commitments. Yeah, Matthew, I know, because that's what I said. So we're going to start using vertical speed mode about 20 miles prior. So we're 30 miles out right now. We've pre-dialed 30,000 feet, so yeah, we'll do that with vertical speed initially. We have checked all the restrictions, so they are correctly programmed in the FMS. Oh, you're right, JSnap. I have to correct myself. I'm in 2 beta. One is Phoenix and one is shared flight. You're right, JSnap. Good point. Right, 25 miles. So now we've got vertical speed, 30,000 armed. Ground speed is about 500 knots. So at least 2,000 feet a minute. Wow, this I don't know why the approach speed is so high. Blimey, that's just, look at that, 350 knots. Let's do 290 or something. Yeah, let's do 290. And for the holding, we're going to be a bit slower. Now again, you can see the terrain. It's always absolutely incredible. The center rate a bit. Good. And then the next one after that, so Mac X-Ray 751 is 27,000 feet or above. Oh yeah, you're right. I was just wondering what you were referring to, but you're right. That is weird. 3 question marks. Okay. Yeah. Did not see that. Transition is in level 195. Oh, look at that. Now we got a deviation path there. Right, we can go down 27 now. 27 it is. So now it should work with profile. I'm not sure why it says hold, and it's doing it's going a lot faster. Oh, it's hold because of the restriction here. We haven't passed that waypoint yet. That's why. Yeah, I don't know why that's... But it's descending now. That's okay. So it is descending. Oh, yeah, so it's still a Mach number, that's why.
Stabilizer motion.
Uh-oh. Right, where's my autopilot now?
Autopilot.
Right, manual flight,
Autopilot.
so that doesn't overspeed.
Autopilot. Autopilot. Autopilot.
Let's do auto flight again, so autopilot 1. Yeah, so we did have Mach number, then it's not over the crossover altitude yet. I think that's the issue. You see this? It's just diving down. It doesn't need to. You see, it's got some track miles to go until the next waypoint. I don't know why it's diving down like that. There's no necessity for that. Yeah, it's showing like path, like way above the path. I think that's what catches people out. I'm looking for the descent path again. I don't know why it does that. So I'm trying to slow the aircraft down. Right, I'm going to use vertical speed now. So 27,000 feet. Right. Also, the holding. I don't see the holding pattern just yet, which we've inserted. I'm also going to slow down further. Let's go to 90. Yeah, that's definitely wrong coding here regarding the VNAV path. Definitely not how it's supposed to be. Let's look at the scenery. Lovely. Good, so we did program a holding pattern at this waypoint there, and we're supposed to be at 18,000 feet. The QNH is 3016. Let's pre-dial 18,000. There we go. No, there's no need for speed brakes. No, no. All good. Alright, we're passing that waypoint now. Let's go vertical speed. So that's 40 miles to lose about 10,000 feet, so yeah. That should do. So 280s, let's extend 260, then I guess we're going to start our flaps extension. Oh, actually, that's gear extension, isn't it? 260 would be the highest gear extension speed. But slats, we can go below 280 knots. Right, let's go 270.
Stabilizer motion.
Any more questions? Nope. Checklist. Where's my checklist? Checklist. Here it is. Well, I did enter it. Hang on. So let's Let's go hold. Oh, insert. Yeah, I didn't insert that, that's why. Right, now it's inserted. Yeah, that's it. Right, so... Does it give us hold? Oh, holding speed 230. There we go. I'll start slowing down 230 knots then. Now, this is not the most complicated entry for the holding. So literally, it could do a direct holding as well. But we'll see how it does it. I'm going to put one set of slats out. So slats.
Stabilizer motion.
Well, that would be flaps. No, it's just slats out. There they come. Slats disagree. Are you kidding me? What? Oh no. I was just wondering. I just thought we had a failure. But no. Right.
Stabilizer
So we've got
motion.
5,000 feet to go. We have about 20 miles. So ground speed 290, 300 knots. So that should do. Yeah. Good. Let's do in range. Altimeters? No. What's descend? No, we don't have to send. So in range, gonna wait until we hit the transition level, and then we're gonna set 3016 on the altimeter. Right, lights is always a good idea here. Let's put some lights on. So the airport is actually behind that hill there, somewhere there. So we have 14 miles to go, 3,000 feet. That looks all right. Yeah, so you can see as well on the arrival routing then, that's the mountains that surround the city here. And so in between, so anywhere, I remember having thunderstorms very often on this western side near the mountains. They just seem to be hanging right there. And that's near the arrival route. 2,000 feet to go, reaching transition, so 3016 is set. And let's see how the holding entry goes, keeping fingers crossed. Right, let's dial up the sounds a bit again.
Altitude.
Right, 1,000 feet to go. Yeah, buddy, we'll see how it goes. Good, so we're on the arrival routing. We're reaching Mach X-ray 755. And we'll do 1 or 2 holding patterns and then we'll start the approach. Interesting to see how it does the entry there. Peter, no worries. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, Sunday we'll do the FS Labs again if you're interested. Right, so there we go. Mexico, we've got 30 miles from the field. 230 knots, 18,000 feet, that's alright. Now, I would be very surprised if it actually manages to hold him. So normally, any A320, at least you would have a line over the fix, and then you would have an entry. So the aircraft tried to get outbound like this, but the aircraft here seems to intercept first through a left turn and then tries to enter the holding, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. And we're not particularly fast. We are at holding speed 230 knots. Right, there we go. See? Yeah, Bernard, it's fine. Textures, very nice indeed. It's got a little bit issues with the outer track as well. Oh god, come on, turn, please. Let's turn. Right. Oh yeah, I mean for the pilot views, it's amazing. So when you sit here, got really nice views, absolutely. Right, so it's doing that okay at the moment, as long as it then follows the the programmed track. I mean, I can live with that. It's not the most elegant entry I've seen, but it is it's done the entry. Yeah, I would agree that the LNAV needs definitely some more work. Well, no, I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't be so harsh in saying the whole add-on is bad just because it still has some issues with LNAV especially, or VNAV as well, but. Yeah, they should not have released this without having fixed those things. I agree with that, but the aircraft itself is not bad. And then I tell you what, guys. I mean, that's the thing. Why I'm streaming it, so you could actually hold off buying it, and then see if they actually fix the issues with the LNAV and VNAV over the next couple of weeks. I will be monitoring it. I'll fly it again. So if they tell us, us customers that they fixed the LNAV VNAV issue, I'll test it again. Oh yeah, Tim. I'm sure that the testers were aware of the issues and told the developers. But in the end, it's the developer that makes the final decision on when to release. So don't blame the beta testers all the time. I'm sure they've seen this. Well, to be honest, so Nicola, I mean, that could be quite realistic. The reason is you don't have any flaps out. Right, so the pitch will come down once you have a set of flaps in. Look, it's doing the holding pattern. It's doing it. It did the entry. So for those that are, you know, really relying on these features, it's doing it. It wasn't the most elegant entry, but it's on the right path now, so... I'm from Germany. Okay, so let's do the following. Let's exit the hold here. So we've selected exit hold. It should now start following the normal path again. Here we've got 18,000 as an next restriction, and at 759. So we maintain 18,000 until we hit that waypoint. Right, let's see. Look at that. It does the exit as well. It's turning right. And it's alright. Wilfred, no. I mean, you know, it all comes down to programming. So if, you know, if you do that programming regarding the LNAV, VNAV profiles, it will take into account the, you know, different aircraft weights, the altitudes and so on. I would not think that is really the issue why it's not really maintaining, you know, a good lateral path or vertical path. Rust by squares, yeah, actually, you know, that's maybe a good idea, yeah. Just to wait a little bit until XP11 comes out. So if we put the next flap setting out, it's going to be a flaps. Is it already 15 as next flaps? So flap limit speed, that's 1. Now, next setting is going to be 15. So that's 255 knots as a limit speed. And it shows you that here, look, that's the marker there, 255. That's the placket speed for flaps 15. But we're still a bit far out for that, so we're going to continue to 30 knots. That's the max speed. The next restriction comes at Almis with 210 knots and 14,000 feet. So we're good with 230 knots at the moment. Let's keep that. Yeah, I'm interested to see what it hand flies flying on rails. Again, this is my first landing. I have not, prior to the stream, I've not landed the aircraft yet. All I've done is a takeoff, but not a landing. I did not have the time for that. It's still 18,000 feet. Right, let me just make it a little bit lighter again, just a tad. So you can see the terrain a bit better. No, Alex, it's not really deviating much from the intended line. You can see that here on Navigraph as well. It's maintaining the correct path. It's just oscillating around the track line, that's all. Yeah, I think the texturing is fine as well. I have no issues with the texturing. Right, that's actually quite a steep turn here. So, again, that's quite difficult. Well, I'm not so difficult, but that's something you have to anticipate. It's not a flyover waypoint, so it's going to cut the corner. And it's doing it. Nice reflection there. 60 FPS, so FPS is fine. People wondering what the FPS performance is like. Right, next one is 14,000 feet. We will use vertical speed again. And I'm going to go flaps 15 now. Yeah, we'll start going flaps 15. Here comes the flaps. And then the pitch should come down as well with that. Oh, I should, shouldn't I? There we go. It should be approach stare arm now. Okay, cool. Yeah, guys, I'll answer all the rest of the questions you have. Please pick or put exclamation mark ask, so that your questions are stowed.
Stabilizer motion.
Alright, let's slow down a bit more. Let's go 200 knots. 210 is maximum at the next waypoint. In-range checklist, we have altimeter set, windshield anti-ice is on, seatbelts should be on. Then we've got wing runway lights. That's on as well. Status is checked. Seatbelts fastened. And it says hydraulic and fuel manual. I will leave that on automatic. Approach briefing. Well, I mean, we fly the ILS out of very low 8,900, 3.1 degree slope, 0.55 degrees inbound. Minimum is 7570. Missed approach will go crack 55, and then the waypoints to Volun. And we're going to climb to 11,000 feet. Missed approach. Hey MAN, the gates. So nice, we're doing 200 knots. Pitch is now, look at that, pitch is now 4 degrees. Altimeters, yeah, well set, minimums is set at 7,570 feet. And the nav aids Mexico is set. So that's the approach checklist completed. Landing checklist is next. 20 miles from the field, you can see the airport right there. And look at the sea of lights. There's a volcano there. What's it called? What's this one called? Pop or something. Right. I'm a bit tired, MAN. I came back yesterday evening from my 5-day trip, which was quite exhausting. And then today I helped my older daughter to move flats. I do feel my back. Right, we continue to descend. Let's just increase the descent rate just a tad. So, Mike X-ray 717 is 12,500. I'm going to start slowing down. Let's put the landing gear down. Popo Katepeti. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of old man, yeah, you tell me. Right, let's go slow down a bit more. Flaps 28. Let's go 80. And we'll do a flap 50 landing. Crazy stuff. Right, 12 now. We're going to get a bit high here. 11,000 is next. Yeah, I need to descend a bit quicker. So if you look at the ground speed, look, we're doing 189 indicated, but the ground speed is 230. We've got some tailwind, which is typical as well. Quite often you would have tailwind initially, like 5 to 10 knots tailwind, which then goes into a very slight headwind component. But right now that's still at 13 knots. Just find out what we have here in 310.5. Yeah.
Stabilizer motion.
Right, 12.5, and next one is 11,000. The ILS. Do we have to tune this manually? Hang on. No, that's pre-selected. How do I get the well, the indication should be automatic, shouldn't it?
Stabilizer motion.
Or do I have to activate the approach mode somewhere?
Stabilizer motion.
You're right, it should be 055. There we go, yeah, 55. Approach land button. Armed. Yeah, it's armed, but I don't have indications yet. Yeah, I know, but that's the thing. I don't have the indications yet, so that's what I'm worried about. Right, 11,000 is the restriction until SUTAS, and then we have 10,000 for action 9.7. What? What? Okay. There's the airport. Right, 9.7, next one. There we go. Let's go flaps 35. What does that mean? ABS disarm. Oh, it's the flat load relief, is it? Approach speed is 160 knots then. Or is it auto brake system disarm? Right, I'm worried. I should be getting these the signals here. Oh yeah, that they definitely hear the aircraft. Absolutely. Right.
2,500.
Oh, now we got them. We got them. Yeah, we got them. Right. Come on, turn. You need to turn, please. Oh my god. Come on, turn.
Stabilizer motion.
Right. Here comes localizer.
Stabilizer motion.
Oh my god. Come on, capture. Why isn't it capturing?
Autopilot.
Right, autopilot off.
Autopilot. Autopilot fire.
And flaps 50. Auto thrust off. 160 knots. It needs a lot of thrust now. Right. I don't know why it says auto brakes disarmed, but we'll do manual brakes then. Actually, yeah. There you go.
Stabilizer motion.
So we need a good descent rate, again 1,000 feet per minute. I don't know why, it's got localizer glide slope, but yeah, I don't know what... Oh, there we go, now we got some indications there, cool. Right. Gears down, flaps of 50, spoilers, armed. Speed is alright. It's hand flying is fine. I like it.
1,000.
It's checked. Keep it coming down. Keep the center rate going. Pitch about 5 degrees. Just getting a bit low here according to the glide slope indication. The part piece looks
500.
alright.
500.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
Correcting. One
Glide
red,
slope.
3 white. There we go. On path. Looks like again we have a difference in
Approaching minimum.
the glide slope from
Stabilizer motion.
right, careful, center
Minimum.
rate.
200.
Speed is a bit low.
Sink rate. Sink.
Oh god. Right, go around.
Sink. Sink.
10.
God.
Now
Right, that
that's
took a
how
long.
pros do
That
it.
took a long time. Careful with the engines.
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
I don't know what the engines
Glide
are
slope.
doing.
Glide slope.
Right,
Glide
let's.
slope.
You
Glide
can
slope.
always
Glide slope.
go around
Glide slope.
if
Glide
it don't
slope.
feel
up.
Glide
right
slope.
coming
Glide
down.
slope. Glide
Don't wait
slope.
until
Glide
your
slope.
side speed is
Glide
sliding
slope.
on the
Glide
ground.
slope.
You can
Glide
always
slope. Glide
go
slope.
around.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
Disregard.
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
We do have
Glide
gear
slope.
up, 103%.
Glide
The
slope.
flaps at 35.
Glide
Let's
slope.
put flaps.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
Now we're
Glide slope.
climbing. God.
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Terrain. Terrain.
Landing gear.
Yeah, that is a bit worrisome. Flaps should be 28 for go around. We're not really climbing much, are we?
Terrain. Terrain.
So here's NAF mode now. Blimey. That is spicy.
Terrain. Terrain. Terrain.
That is spicy. Wow.
Stabilizer motion. Altitude.
Right, let's do. So 11,000. Right, let's accelerate. Right, we're in NAF mode. Let's do autopilot 1, 200 knots. Yeah, we did overpower the engines just a bit. Ouch. I thought when I hit the go around thrust button there that it would set the thrust for me. I just put the thrust levers forward,
Stabilizer motion.
but the auto thrust didn't kick in
Altitude.
the way I thought it would kick in. So yeah, I would say so too. I'm not an expert on the MD11, so I don't know. But interesting is the fact that you can see how its you know, climb performance is actually really struggling. So Hans says performance looks incorrect. Pitch should be around 2.5 degrees with flaps 50 on final. And I would imagine so yeah, Hans, what I was wondering was we had 103% on the engines, and normally, you know, you have to have the power to fly this with one engine out, even so, just with 2 remaining engines. And I would be pretty sure if we had one engine out, we would not have climbed. Flaps 50 too much? No, not for the landing. I would think that in Mexico you would be required to land in flaps 50. Let's do a bit lighter here. Let's do this. So normally in you know, in Mexico, I'm sure that you would do a flap 50 landing. But it was all right. It was just a go around initially, where it really struggled. No, Brennell, we looked at the. So you take the approach from here, from the MCDU. So we select the 50 to land, and V approach is 158, V ref 153. We should try keto. Right, anyways, we're going to do another landing. We've got fuel at the moment at 12.5 tons, so we're still good on fuel. Right, there's the airport back there. Oh yeah, and then remember now, just before landing, yeah, that behavior was really weird as well, because we did add lots of thrust, but the aircraft just would not really respond to any yoke input. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do. Just out of interest, let me put flaps 35. Yeah, let's do a flap 35 landing. We approach 164. Let's see how that handles. Well, Brandon, no, because you're going to have to go. Your true airspeed is higher. So the indicated airspeed is what the pitot is measuring as a dynamic pressure. So the wings are, you know, they are getting the right lift. It's just like I said, the true airspeed and the ground speed is a lot higher. That's the real difference. Right, so performance, that's all the same. Let's do. Hey, Francisco, I don't even know if there are any charts with it, with the add-on. I've not seen any yet, so. Right, let's put some flaps in. Max to 10 knots is fine. So we're going to join the ILS again, this time from the south.
Stabilizer motion.
Yeah, I know, Hans. Yeah, I know. That's why it's so marginal. So the whole, you know, approach. That's why it's so challenging to land at Mexico, with the MD11 and the 747 for that matter. Let's have a look. So, yeah, I guess we have to reactivate it. Hang on. There we go. So via Wohlen, we've now done the approach. Yeah, so that's fine.
Stabilizer motion.
Hey Chewy! Yeah, I mean we've talked about it. People said that you had issues as well. So the LNAV issue I found is that the aircraft continuously just wobbles about the flat plan track. It's done that on the whole flight, which is a bit annoying. VNAV is pretty much, I don't know, it seems like the VNAV calculation is completely off. So the vertical path calculations just seem to be either non-existent or completely off. Yeah, so yeah, I can't recommend using VNAV at all. And I did the approach itself and the star in vertical speed mode. Yeah, it's interesting, right? I mean, you know, why, you know, developers actually release an aircraft in this state. And it's not something, you know, which is completely new. I mean, so many other add-ons have these VNAV and LNAV features. We know that they are programmable, you know. Hey, Fraser. Well, that's, you know, I do like challenges, but I have to admit, maybe that was just a bit much for me today, but we'll see. One thing is, I don't know, maybe somebody can comment, somebody knows if it's actually not possible to do a flap 50 landing here in Mexico. It does add a lot more drag, obviously, to the airframe compared to flaps 35 for landing. But again, I mean, you know, the high true airspeed, I'm just wondering if you have to use flaps 50 or if you can't use flaps 50 because of the high drag and the high altitude operation. Yeah, I mean, the rotate MD80, that works quite nicely, doesn't it? I need to go down to 9.7. Right, we're talking too much now. Come on. Get down.
Stabilizer motion.
Right. Let's see if we can make it this time. Flaps coming, 28.
Altitude.
Right, lock armed. There it is, lock is now active. Yeah, just a tad high. And let's go flaps 35, final setting. And the approach speed is about 164. So 164 it is.
2500. Stabilizer motion.
Right. You see what I mean? It doesn't capture the localizer.
Stabilizer
It doesn't.
motion.
We've had this same issue before. Let's do manual flight again.
Autopilot.
Manual thrust. Speed. Haley. Yeah, so I don't know. Pretty sure that I'm not really messing anything up. Well, now it's got localized glide slope captured. Spoilers armed. Right, gears down, flaps are 35, spoilers armed.
1000.
Let's see if we can make it count this time. Look at that, 85% thrust. That is a lot. That really is a lot. I know we're just a little bit low glide slope, but I'm looking at the parpies.
500.
The parpies seem to be at the right spot here.
Terrain.
Approaching minimum. Minimum.
Right, continue.
200.
God, that descent rate.
Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate.
40, 30, 20, 10.
God. Right, where's my reverse? Oh, I got brakes working, so we leave that on. God, manual brakes. That is a handful, Jesus. Alright, 70 knots. Auto brakes off. No, oh God. I am seriously at this absolutely regretting going to Mexico on the first flight with the MD11. Yeah, at least I made it. The landing rate app is really complaining. I wonder why. Yeah. I mean, still, you have to realize, if it does demonstrate one thing, it is the fact that Mexico approaches in a heavy aircraft, especially in the MD11, is a handful. You don't have much margin for error. It's just, it's gonna, hurt. Right, Cucumber Bush, how is it? Well, I mean, there are definitely issues with the autopilot system, or the vertical and the lateral guidance. Definitely, definitely something that needs to be fixed. I don't know. I would need to do some patterns at normal altitude. I mean, to really comment on that. The issue is, of course, we've got some, flight simmers out there that really rely on, LNAV and VNAV. Hey, Max, good night. .206, 206 tons, it says, and a max landing weight is 222 or something. Well, a shoot would actually be a good thing, really. Yeah. Well, 206,000 kilograms, obviously. Right, let's start the view. Yeah, I mean, again, XP11 does simulate really well these things like, high altitude. So, yeah, it's, that's the challenge, really. I mean, hey, good night, Brennell, take care. I mean, if it's, if you have a simulator that does, not really simulate higher aircraft weights or, high altitude landings, then yeah, it's missing a big feature. So. Yeah, Tim, I mean, again, I know that a lot of people are relying on VNAV and LNAV, and something that should be, should be fixed and should be working when you release an add-on. So, unfortunately, as much as I like the Rotate MD80, yeah, this should not be in this state in the released version. Mark, no, I'll be finishing the stream.
Good night, black box.
Right. Otherwise, apart from that, now I'm not going to completely, you know, diss the aircraft because apart from the issues with LNAV, VNAV, I do think it's got potential to be a really nice add-on. Tim, I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. It is definitely something that's not right. That you release products that are not really in the finished state. Cap, just there we go. Well, yeah, I tell you what, we'll do one replay. We'll do the replay. It's not going to look pretty, that's for sure. Right, APU. It says on. It didn't start though. That's interesting. Oh, that's a bleed air. Like that. Right. There you go. But we can actually get ground power here. Aircraft menu, ground ops. Oh, hang on. Let's leave the engines running. Let's do a replay. Let's do the replay. Flight. There we go. It's going to look horrible, but there we go. I can live with that. Let's do a tower view. Oh, nice shadow. Like it. Ooh, brace. A little bounce. Just a little bounce. Not much. Yeah, let me just hang on. Let me just do that in slow motion here. Let me have a look here.
Good night, black box.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you would have in real life. I mean, look, we had 7 degrees. I was at 167 knots. I was not slow. All right, it's not that I was below approach speed or anything like that. So we had flaps 35, and we had 167 knots. Yeah, and also, I mean, that's what I wanted to look at is tail strike risk on this. No, that's fine. There's not really a big tail strike risk at 7.5 degrees. Quite interesting. Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is one of the really big challenges, is trying to just remember the fact that at this point, what you're doing is 1,000 feet per minute rate of descent. And that's normal because your ground speed is 190 knots. And you're doing a 3.1 degree glide slope. So you have to have at least 1,000 feet per minute rate of descent just to stay on the glide slope. Yeah. So, I mean, this aircraft, again, if it may be, high-pitched anyways at flaps 35, for all I know. And then on top of that, the very high true airspeed, and that results in high ground speed as well. You're doing 1,000 feet per minute, and you're supposed to land with, let's say, 200 feet per minute. So, yeah, you need to make sure that, you start your flare early enough. And very likely, I would think that you should be aware that the ground effect probably won't work as much or as well as at sea level, and you just start your flare a bit earlier, and then leave the power in. Don't pull the thrust to idle straight away. Is it really? Did they give you charts with that? I don't know where you guys get these values from. I mean, that's something, of course, as well that you would have to consider regarding max landing weight at this altitude. Good. I tell you what we'll do though, guys. So the promise is that once we get a message that AQ is available.
Good night, black box.
That should be on. Once we get the message. Why isn't that running then? That they fixed the LNAV VNAV issues, then I'm happy to try it out again. Yeah, Sunday. I mean, Sunday's going to be a big FS Labs day with lots of abnormals. Some interesting new features on an app that I have. Let's do that and that. How about a quick Phoenix stream?
Good night, black box.
Nice try. No. Right, good night. Thanks so much for the support, guys. Yeah, Sunday, 1500 UTC, we'll do the next stream. So promise is, as always, we'll try the add-on once it's got some improvements. Let me have a look at the after landings and just to practice that bit. So APU lights are off, step trim should be let's have a look. Config. So I look at the stabilizer trim as well. So this is another thing. When the stabilizer is trimmed that much nose high. Well, obviously, then there's another thing that your elevator inputs are less effective as well, right? So with this kind of nose-up trim, yeah, that's also something that explains the the lack of pitch authority. Bob, thanks so much. That's really kind of you. Thank you. Oh yeah, guys. But again, those that have been commenting on landing weight and so on, do you have charts somewhere?
Good night, black box.
Did the rotate come with limitations, checklist? I don't see any. Any charts. Wilfred, thanks so much as well. Auto brakes off, spoilers retracted, off radar, oxygen shut. So shut down, IRS off. Okay. Then we've got emergency power off, anti-ice off, windshield anti-ice off, defog off, ignition override off. Seatbelts off. Fuel levels are off, status page, debrief. Alright, that's all it. Cool, that's done. I am. You know what? I'm intrigued to find out. I'm going to have to look at the documents, see if the Felis 747-200 actually has some charts available. Yeah, the thing is, I chose the weights carefully enough, so I did actually make sure that we are about 20 tons below max landing weight, because I knew that we were going to fly to Mexico high altitude. But again, I don't have any charts that would really point to what you would be allowed to have a max landing weight here in Mexico. And again, that of course means, you know, things like people saying max tire speeds. You have things like go around gradients, engine out, or you know, with full configuration. All these kind of things would then result in a max landing weight that you're allowed to do. All right. Thank you. Okay, thanks for watching, everyone. Again, I'll see you on Sunday if you like. Some interesting stuff with the A320, and then I'll see you soon. If the higher max landing weight is modeled, it should be okay. Oh. Again, you know, definitely X-Plane. That's a good thing about X-Plane. It does model, it does simulate these effects quite nicely with higher altitude and higher weights. Really nice. Thank you, Toto. See you soon. And Toto, yeah, let me know when you've when the features are actually on stable with the Challenger, CPDLC and so on. Mighty moderators, thank you so much as always. Thanks for all the help, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Good night.